This is gross.
Love cruises. I know people. I've only been on one, so I'm not like a professional cruise goer, but I cannot get Pat to go.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Like
professional cruise goer?
Yeah, people have like memberships that they, like they do it 5 times a year. They love it.
Yeah.
Because it's
I believe that. Go ahead.
Well, no, it's just so easy. Like everything is, you pay for everything ahead of time.
Yeah.
You can pay for the excursions, as you go. But I just like the idea of just not having to have to worry. Like I don't have to have a hotel. I don't have to rent a car. I don't have to worry about food. It's all there.
Yeah, that's true. Like as far as like, as I've gotten older and like more stuff dominates my time, like the idea of a vacation being like I don't have to think about anything is attractive for sure. So I definitely get that. But yeah, it is like cruises definitely feel like a whole like subculture. So I see what you mean by like a pro cruiser where it's like somebody that knows all the angles to get like max value like on the cruise. Like that makes sense.
There's those people too. Like there's like people on by the way, Brian Durkin's on the show today.
Welcome.
We're talking cruises and
yeah.
But there's people there's like it was a weird thing even when I realized like early on to like video game streaming shit like that where I'm like people just watch people playing video games and I'm like and then I start getting it like oh it's different. There's like I get that there's subtleties and it's kind of open-ended. It's a lot like podcasting in a way. It's like a podcast while you're it's like talking. It's like what I used to do with my friends playing GoldenEye.
Yes.
We used to play Nintendo 64, just kind of hang out and just talk shit and just whatever. So but it was like that stuff like that like the I feel like I'm getting it now more like there's people that go to like amusement parks and ride roller coasters and then rate them or tell like there's one person I heard of that was really tall, like they're like 6'6" or 6 something like that, and like they were like they would go on roller coasters and rides at theme parks and rate them for tall people and say
that's cool.
This is how comfortable it is. This is like oh, here's a tip, do this or ask for a seat in the back or there's more room in the or something like that. And it's like, oh, like that's weird. Like you can make a career, like honestly, and I feel like even now, like with like the pandemic and everything, like people were like, oh my God, what the hell is going on? And it's like, and then I think like really the people that are the most resourceful are the people that figured out a way to adjust. Not that you have to change for totally forever, but adjust to at least to say like, why don't we just like lay back and just say, because some people are going to get fed up and they're going to be like, I want to go on my cruises.
Yeah.
I mean? Like there's a demographic, there's a professional cruise, apparently like community that's like, no, we are going to go on cruises. And it's like, well, okay, well.
Yeah, no, totally. People, myself included, don't like change. So like, that's going to happen. Like, I'm an avid Magic the Gathering player and like, now that there's basically no like events to play like with your paper cards, because of course there's apps where you can play, but people are like, no, I need to physically shuffle. So like now there's this whole like Zoom community where you can like connect with people and like, have like a ghetto webcam configuration.
I tried to do that with the UFC thing last night. Like I sent out a link and everything to say like, because what I like to do again, like I like watching it because she doesn't really like.
I enjoy watching it, but I don't know all the ins and outs of stuff.
Right. So like, and much like the talking shit with playing like video games and stuff like that. It's like it's one of those things of like it's not like oh it's just a guy thing. It's just like you have to be interested in this thing somewhat to enjoy this in a way. You know what I mean? Like that's
totally.
So like I get that of saying like, but it wasn't the same. It's not the same. It's like, you can't go to B-dubs, so you can't hang out with your dudes and eat fries. So come Zoom with me. And it's like, I know it's lame, but I don't care. Like at least we can talk while we watch it. Like we can just
totally.
It's about experiencing that thing live. And I think that's the same thing with the Magic the Gathering, because is there like, so are you not an adapter of, you don't want to play like the actual, like if there's a video game version of it or an app or something like that, you wouldn't want to do that? Or
no, I still do. The problem is and I still do play on the apps. There's like 2 different ones. But the problem is like they keep the like collectible card game aspect for the apps, so it's like it gets ridiculous. Like I'm not trying to have like 3 different collections, so it's like stuff that I have physical cards for. It's like I don't want to. I use the apps to play things that like I don't have in physical form. So it's like there's still people that are like, yeah, I'm not gonna like double dip my collection. So
yeah, see, that's a big thing that I know that you like to do in general, like for the podcast, for Full Belly Laughs and stuff like that. You like to play a lot of games, a lot of cards in general. So like, how has this affected? I mean, what's your day? I mean, shit, that is your world is basically interactions. You know what
I mean? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Although it's kind of funny, like, so after moving to California last year, like I've gotten weirdly like introverted. So I've already like pseudo prepped myself for like quarantine life, because like I was like substituting a lot of like in-person interactions with like digital anyway. But yeah, it is weird. Like playing cards was like my version of like going to the bar and like doing trivia, or like going to a friend's house to like watch a day of football or something. So like even though you can play online, it's like really not the same. Like last night I connected with like a friend in like New York, and even though we were playing on the app, like we just set up like a video FaceTime. So there's at least like some, so human connection.
Well, that's the same thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, is like that's experiencing that thing live together, like that whatever it may be, whatever, like, because like wrestling kept going, so all my friends that like wrestling were like, we're fine, you know, like it's weird without a crowd, but I'm kind of enjoying it. It's pretty cool to see, and like there's no lull really with them. You know, there's a little bit of a difference, but there's not enough to, because my biggest thing was again, like you, like I was a lot of the work I was doing was from home anyway, but I still enjoyed going to like, you know, Dom store or something like that, and like sitting in the cafe and just like, you know what I mean, like that, at least like that was my going out to the bar, I guess, and then like and jujitsu and stuff like that. So like literally comedy as far as like performing, I miss performing so much.
I miss open mics. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's when you know it's bad.
That's when you were losing your mind, where I'm like, can we just go to an open mic? Like that was entertaining, at least.
Like everybody's like, everybody goes like, I'm so nervous. Everyone I've heard, at least, and I don't mean this as a judgment. I just mean like, just perspective wise, I'm not even like, oh, I'm so nervous I'm gonna forget my jokes or not do. I am amped. I'm gonna fucking crush. You are gonna have to drag me off the stage the first time I go on.
That's true.
I am like, it's one of those things of like, this has only given me clarity. This has only given me time and clarity. And honestly, even with the procrastination that I've done, we've still gotten so much done, and so much things. And like you said, somebody that was already kind of in this mindset already, in this thing, you've probably adapted to that as well. But what has been so far? What's been like your silver lining? What do you think is the most positive thing that's going to be coming from this?
For me, or for like
for you? Yeah. Like, well, I guess both. Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I was actually probably about to hit burnout before I got to like work from home. So like getting like 8 hours a week back in my life has been like pretty intense. It's been really awesome. And it's also made me like realize that like the office that I go to is kind of like dumpy, and like, you know, my commute just gets old after a while. Like I just realized I value some working from home like a lot. So like so getting a break from the grind, and like I kind of like revamped like the segments like on Full Belly Laughs. So there's like I was able to give that a facelift and like take care of like other long-term projects with the website and stuff that like I was just never getting to like on my like regular grind. So that was pretty awesome for me personally. And then selfishly, since I realized that I like some kind of work from home option, that should just be more available like going forward.
Yeah,
because like that is. I think just company wide.
I think it will because
financially they have
right.
to.
It makes so much sense. There can be so many companies that are like, actually, this is better, and if the workers are enjoying it, why not just do that? It's going to be cheaper. I have Rite Aid's corporate office right down the street from my store.
Mm-hmm.
And I just talked to somebody and they are talking about, they won't even open that up until maybe September, but they're actually talking about just keeping it the way that it is. Yeah. And I was like, that's awesome for them, but that really sucks for me because I've got a lot of like office buildings around my store. So,
well, how many, it'll be so funny because how many of those people do you think will come to your store to sit in the cafe to work for that company that's right there? That's like actually.
Well, I don't think our cafe will be open in September.
I see. That's.
I really don't think so.
So okay, so I guess that's the thing in PA. It's still we're so because we're so close to New York. It's still we're still getting fucked just like everybody else. Like, and that's it's understandable. We got to wear fucked in the sense of saying like again, we both are convinced that we had it early January, January something like that.
Oh, you both already had it.
I think so.
We have not been tested. No. We do not know for sure, but from
I was deathly ill for like 5 days.
Right.
That I couldn't move.
And I told her to drink water, and I said
that's all he said.
I thought she was overreacting. I thought she was overreacting.
That pissed me off. He's like, just drink water. I'm like, okay. I think I'm dying. Water is not going to help me right now.
I didn't realize. Then I got it, and then I was like, water's not working.
I told him you should drink some water.
Yeah, you have to. You have to get them back. Yeah.
Very important.
But I never miss work because of being sick. I don't really get sick, but I missed 4 days of work, and that was a lot for me. And I was like, guys, I cannot come in. Yeah. And but yeah, I haven't been tested to see if I have the antibodies or whatever.
But we've been either way. We've been washing hands. We've been sanitizing. We've been
staying home
and self quarantine. Yeah, but we have done very little contact with people, and again, that's kind of normal aside from the jiu-jitsu part and like her having, the open store and everything. But it's been like here it's still not in like rural PA. At least I haven't been so much to the cities, but even so much it hasn't been so bad. How about by you? Like as far as like you have plenty of toilet paper still?
Yeah, we're okay.
I don't think so. I think everybody.
Everything. I just ordered stuff on Amazon yesterday, and all the shipping was like normal. So I think they're like finally like people have stopped panic buying, and they've like hired more people. Yeah. So things seem to be like leveled out now. So yeah, you can get toilet paper. But yeah, it's been so I've had like no contact with anyone. I might go outside like once a week because it's funny because I enjoy walking, but I like don't like walking without a purpose. Like you can't go anywhere to hang out. So that's the challenge with me like trying to go for a walk. It's been tough on my girlfriend for sure because she always works from home, but like we live in a studio and now I'm here all the time. So
yeah, that is.
See, that's the thing is you still need,
especially in a studio too.
No matter how much you love them.
Yeah. Here, I'll just be downstairs and he'll be upstairs. So it works. Like I'll watch my reality shows and he's playing video games. So you get that.
The best way I've ever heard it explained for the two. It's who was it? Adam Carolla. I can benefit. I know exactly who this was from because I remember this quote, and it's led me like it's made me. No. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. It's one of those things of like it reminded me. He was like somebody asked him, "What's the key to a successful marriage?" Which is whatever. I don't know. Who would go to him for marriage advice? But I'm telling you. He said square footage and 2 DVRs.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true.
And I'm like, and we have multiple floors and we have 2 Apple TVs. That's essentially the same thing.
Yeah. That's true.
So, and like the fact that we truly like, and after like the 12 years of marriage, 13
marriage, 13 years together, 11 years marriage.
Either way, we still love to be around each other. Like that's the thing. Like,
well, that's something
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A studio apartment or even anything. You're like, I need fucking just some time. You know what I mean? Like, so
everybody needs alone time.
Yeah. Lauren just went for a walk right now in the middle of this. She's like, I'm good.
She's like, yeah, I don't want to take her for this.
But no,
our reason to take a walk.
Yeah. Our pro move that we did that was a game changer. She hates me when I talk about personal stuff, but we grabbed like my mic stand that I used to use like to record, and we put up like an extra bed sheet to almost create like a new wall that divides like our office area from like our living like bedroom area. And it's insane. It feels like we just invented a whole new room. And it's like when someone's on the other spot, like you can't even see them. And it's like when you have your headphones in, it's like
you're in the zone.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You're in the zone. It's like you are by yourself. Yeah. So considering our space limitations, that's been like
that's awesome.
So,
that's a good idea.
Yeah. So anyone else that's like trapped in a small space, so people try that out.
Yeah.
Just create new rooms. Yeah.
You could even do string, like have like twine and then just put a
yeah, that's true.
Make a fort. Like take all the cushions off the couch and stack them up in the living room and hang a sheet over it, and then you have a fort. And then whenever you're in the fort, nobody talks to you. You're invisible.
That's right. That's like your cocoon. You're like ready to rock.
So how are you in LA?
I like it. It's weird now with like quarantine. I'm like weirdly over it because I haven't taken advantage of all that can be offered out here for comedy, and then also now it just doesn't exist.
Yeah,
because you can't meet up with anybody. So it's kind of part of me is kind of like, why are we like paying to be in like a prime time spot?
Right.
And yeah, we want more space, and like we eventually, because we've talked about this before, even when I moved, like we eventually want to get our own tiny home and stuff, and it's just not. It's like right now it seems like not reasonable to get one in LA, but it's kind of fishy. Like, because they don't let you. LA County has like minimum square footage requirements. You can't have a tiny home as like your primary dwelling. So if you had like infinite money, you could buy a house in LA with a backyard and put a tiny home back there, and then Airbnb your house. But it's like, okay,
that makes sense.
Because I can do that. That's why I'm interested in tiny homes. Yeah.
I would love to own a big home and then a smaller version of that.
But
home.
I live in the small.
But I'll live in the little one. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So you could find like a homeowner that will let you park your tiny home in their backyard, but then that's kind of like that's similar to I guess owning a condo, and then you like pay like condominium fees, but it's like the homeowner is like such a wild card. Like, what if they move or don't want you there anymore? So it's like that could be like a nightmare.
How do they have
terrible neighbors, and they have like crazy parties in your front yard, which is their backyard?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, who do you complain to? Like that you complain to the landlord. The landlord is the one that's having the party.
Yeah,
they're like, fuck you.
This is my house.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like awkward. Then you can go like the RV park or like Park Model Home Park Avenue, but like spaces are tough to find. A lot of those places are like run down or like not meant for like permanent living. So you basically have to go rural. You have to like get out of like the city center and like find a county that like doesn't care if you like buy a plot and like your home is tiny. Like they don't have like minimum square footage issues. But that creates a conundrum. So it's like, I already have like an hour commute each way. So it's like, I'm not trying to have like a 3-hour commute each way. So I don't know. The chips could like just fall perfectly where it's like when we're ready to like get a tiny home, like the world has changed to be like, oh yeah, you can work remote. That's fine. Like we're used to working remote anyway. Because it's I don't know.
Figured out the sheet thing, so that you're going to turn a 2-bedroom into a 3-bedroom immediately.
Exactly.
Well, that's what I'm really excited to see what happens after all of this, because I think it's going to open up new doors and new avenues to do things. Because who knows when we'll be able to for like entire areas for people to come together, because different counties, different states, like. All of it is so different and it changes day to day. So it may be available for you to do comedy in one county, but not the next. And then it may switch and they may go, oh, we had a huge outbreak. Now we have to shut it back down. So I think remote,
go ahead.
I think remote will be the new norm. And which is so cool of why I'm glad that Pat's really taken advantage of this, because I'm like, you probably are like the pioneer. There we go.
There you go. Nice.
You're part of that movement, I think.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
I would hope that the content, I hope that anything like that with the Magic, the Gathering online, and and any of that, you know what I mean? Like any of the stuff, like if you can figure out a way to make this cool, or make something cool or entertaining, like Lemaire has done it, I think, with
Feud.
Feud is awesome. That's a lot of fun.
That's fun to online, do still. Yeah. Like it's not, I mean, obviously performing, I think in front of a live crowd is a lot more fun, like literally, but cause so doing it at, at Good, I think it was at Good that he would do Feud. Mm-hmm. That would still be more fun, obviously, but it's not that far off to do it online. Like considering like the new norm, like this kind of and again, being one of the people that adapted early, hopefully, like you said, I think that's what you mean. Like pioneer, I think I'm just an early adapter. Let's just say early adapter.
I think that there's no blueprint for any of this, and it's cool because there's no walls. You just do what you want, and then if it works, cool. If it doesn't, try something else. Like it's everybody's in the same boat, and just do what you want to do. And I think it's
totally. And it is opening. Like, it's very empowering for me. Like, I haven't started, like, my Full Body Laughs internet game show yet. But, I mean, it obviously is on the horizon, especially watching what other people are doing. Because it's just like, oh, yeah, like, you don't really need, like, like ABC to pick up your pilot. Like, you could just create a game show. And, like, comedians can zoom in. And it's, like, it's ready to rock and roll. So, yeah, I think... I don't think we're going back to the way things used to be pretty much ever. And
I think at least in LA and New York for sure. I think those two places, if at all, it's not going to be for at least over a year. I think for it to go like it was, but close maybe. But I think in the middle maybe it might be.
And I doubt it ever will, because it's like, even if they open stuff up, like, life at the office is like, there's going to be no communal coffee anymore. Like there'll be like limits on how many people can like enter the bathroom at the same time, or like be in a meeting at the same time. So it's like, and then this is like what happens when there's COVID-20, and you know what I mean? So it's like, there's going to be another one at some point. It's like a non-zero chance for sure. So like, it just gets wacky, because it's like all these office campuses and buildings, like, they're like, oh, like rent our space, because it's like we have a gym and we have like outdoor hangout areas, we have this and that, and like all those amenities are like possibly dangerous or illegal to use. So like every company now has like, that's still in business, has like proven to itself that like it can go remote if it needed to, and then like your office footprint is like potentially just a liability. So I think like the savvier companies, or the ones that aren't super archaic, will just reduce their exposure.
Yeah.
So
that's all it can. It can really just come down to like where they're going to have like everything's going to have a precaution. Everything's going to have that thing, and I feel like I'm sure it'll die down a bit. There'll still be that kind of like, don't forget that happened. They did that one time, or they could do this anytime they want. And like, there's going to be the conspiracy theory people. Like,
of course,
them like splintering off. Like each thing is already started.
I wonder what's going to happen with the election. I'm interested to see.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna. I still like. It's so weird because this. I'm more. I'm not concerned. I guess not. I'm more thinking like, this is the first thing that we've focused on for like over 2 weeks. In a long time. You know what I
mean? That's true.
So like that's true. So I don't even know how to even explain that. Are we gonna go on a hyper zoom? Like, because now we're like murder hornets.
And like, say murder hornets?
Yeah.
What's that?
What do you mean?
That's the new drawing. Yeah,
it's the new thing.
There's like this type of bug that came over from the east that that's venom, like
back to memeing.
Feels like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
we hardly stopped memeing. So it was like, so even it's been 2 months, but and things are gonna come back. Like that's the only part of this that reminds me that this was a real thing. Not like, do you know what I mean? Like cancel culture was stopped. Like everything else was stopped. Like everybody was set home. Like you were sent home, and that's it. Nobody, and then then like you said, people started realizing after a while, like, oh, I can just keep going. We never stopped. We started with Skype. We moved to Zoom pretty quickly, and pretty much we were joking about things starting to be closed, like when we were already doing Skype thing, like just because somebody was out of town, we were like, oh, you're out of town, so we'll Skype in or something like that. We didn't even realize, like, oh shit, we're going to be Skyping for the rest. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so we were accidental early adopters, maybe.
Sure.
But it was still one of those things that like you said, like people just realize, like, oh, you realize what you need and what you don't need. Like what do you really need to survive for quality content or something like that? And it's either personality, it's a point of view, it's a theme, it's a game show, it's a thing, or it could just be cool conversation while you're playing a popular video game, or could be
exactly.
And it can be kind of anything. And that's the thing that's where, like, and like you said, without the distraction of the outside world, like from the before times, you're able to go like how we've been talking about doing a Twitch stream for months, or I've at least been talking about us doing a Twitch stream. But I was like, we should do this, we should do it. And then now it's like, oh fuck, all I have is time. So I'm let's come up with a name. Let's come up with, because it's literally like all you need to do is just to do it. And whenever it's something like that, whether it's good or bad, that'll be said. You'll find that out later on. But just to do it, like to try a thing, you don't have nobody has the distraction of the outside world. Like, do you remember early on, like all those actors and everything like that were singing Imagine?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like stuff like that, where they were like scrambling. It felt like effort. They were like, I don't know how to be creative. Do I just?
Do you see Johnny Depp is on social media?
Yep.
He finally joined.
He joined, and it's terrible
because they need the attention. They need it, and it's like
just like you. That's why you're doing all the stuff.
I'm doing this because I want to feel useful. I have no other way to feel useful. I have nobody to poke out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what am I gonna do?
So true. Yeah, I gotta get my Twitch situation set up. I feel like I don't have the hardware. Besides missing a webcam, I don't know if my computer can handle like playing a game and streaming, but I do have to look into it. It is the future.
Video. He's just doing audio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I have seen that. Yeah. I don't know. It feels like it adds such a personal touch. That's like the next level for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could test it out where
it's a capture card or something like that. Somebody everybody's been saying I should get a capture card, and I'm like, or I could just keep doing the thing that I'm doing. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna. I don't know if because Twitch, really the best thing about it, I think, is the fact that you can stream like this. Like you can just do like I can just talk and just do whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to be playing a game.
Again, like I said, like I was trying to do like even like a watch along with like the UFC and stuff like that. To like any of those things, like you can do those things from Twitch. It doesn't have to just be streaming video games and talking or something like that. And it's pretty like a lot of people have heard. A buddy of mine streams his Dungeons and Dragons that they would play. They play D&D on there, and and then like you said, like Magic the Gathering, stuff like that. But that's where the board George's came from, was because we were originally going to play Yahtzee on our phone.
Well, it was funny that we've talked about it a couple times on this podcast, but that's what we would do when we go to restaurants. Right. Like if we were waiting for a table, or if just waiting for our food, we would just pass our phone back and forth and play Yahtzee. Like it was so much fun. It's mindless and you're just like talking and stuff. So we were like, oh, we should stream this. And then we downloaded Risk on PS4 and then Monopoly. So that was really cool. And it's really cool because the board is interactive and things like pop out. I'm like, this is actually
cool
than just playing the board game.
Yeah. It keeps all the pieces in track. You can go like it's on the
So that could be, you could look into that, look at all the board games on PS or whatever, whatever system you have.
But this is a fun thing. Like you were saying that you made some, so you've adjusted with Full Belly Laughs, and you are going forward, or I mean,
the show's still rocking and rolling. I'm still doing a podcast. This year I picked a good year considering that I'm on quarantine and I'm getting like extra time back. But this year I've been doing daily comedy articles and videos. So like that's been like a good creative practice, even though I can be tired of it sometimes, just because I'm like making something funny every day.
It takes it creatively.
Yeah, it's just like keeps those muscles strong for sure. But yeah, I just made the show because like I forgot like when I had moved to California that like I started the podcast after being in like the Philly comedy scene for a while. So it's like I knew all these comics I could like invite on the show right away, but I just didn't meet people that quickly when I was out here. And I don't know, something about me, I just wasn't vibing. I just was like, I'm not going to go to like a paid open mic and then like have these hope these clowns like can be good on the show. You know what I mean? So then the show just like was wandering for a while, and now it's like kind of I have like a lot of structured segments where it's like it's fine if I don't have a guest, and it's like it's like I've been good about doing the social media polls, so it's like there's a bunch of voices on the show anyway. There's not like actually on there as like a voice guest. It's just me reading their comments. But yeah, I mean, I know people love like what I used to do for the live shows, so I'll probably create some kind of like Zoom game show version of that again, and then have that be some kind of like Patreon thing. That's like the plan now.
That's a good idea. They have, I played with some of my coworkers where it like pops up on the Zoom. They're essentially Zoom games, and then the people that are playing will play on their device. They could do it like on a tablet or phone, and then it pops up on the Zoom, and then everybody's playing, but it's interactive and you can record that. So you could do something like that.
Yeah, I just did that with my family. I totally forgot about those games, but like the ones like called like Fibbage or something is like real good. Yeah, there's a bunch of angles. It's just getting around to do it. You know? That's the key.
There's been a change. We've added an aspect to our show, which is I can't help but think that is partially inspired by being on your show and doing some of the party game things like that.
Oh, cool.
We were at a and again it is so if you haven't checked it out already, Full Belly Laughs. It's and once you get back to those games, those are definitely going to be worth it. If you do put them behind the page, like I would, because those are definitely worth paying for.
Yeah.
Like those.
Sweet, good. All right.
But we got a book. Oh no, trust me. Thank you. But we got a book here, and again, I don't normally allow them in my house. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Books are evil.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But this one's called If Double Ellipses.
Okay.
I like it every time. But it's basically just a book. It's much like the party games that you would like, party questions and stuff like that. It kind of gets their conversation starters. Obviously, we know we don't need it. You.
No.
Yeah.
This one, you got a fucking great question. This is episode 119, technically, of GDP. So I took it from page 119.
Oh, okay, perfect.
You ready for your if double ellipses question?
Yes. Oh, I do have a question. I forgot to ask this earlier. Do you do the video too, or just the audio from this?
Yeah, the video.
Yeah. Your face is getting a little cut off right now.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Mine is? Well, it's fine on our frame. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, okay. Maybe it's just my viewport. All right, never mind.
Oh, okay.
Go for it.
Well,
I didn't mean to like psych you out beforehand, but yeah, you were like completely off now. Yeah, of course.
All right. So this one's good.
Okay.
She doesn't know it either, by the way.
All right.
If that's where they get the title.
True.
If you could have witnessed.
So there's no. Hold on.
Oh yeah,
so
there's no double ellipses here. Sorry. That's just part of the title. Actually, you're right.
Okay. Yeah, I was waiting for you to pause indefinitely.
If.
Yep. There we go. There's the double ellipses.
You could have see now I lost my cadence. You could have witnessed any biblical event. What would you have want to see?
Ooh.
Say that.
What would you wanted to see?
If you could have witnessed any biblical event, what would you want to have seen?
Want to have seen. There we go. It's still
that.
Now what? Yeah, go for it. You go first.
What's the one where the guy was gonna kill? What's the one where the guy was gonna kill his kid?
Yeah, it's
Abraham.
Yeah, Abraham.
I would want to be there because I feel like there would have been. I think there's a lot that wasn't added in the like thing of like like are you like I should kill him like
yeah
do it like fuck like well like and like I can imagine that being like a great scene in a movie. They can make it dramatic or comedic, and I feel like that would be. I want to know.
Didn't they do it? What was that one with Jack Black and
Year One?
Didn't they?
I think they did. Yeah, I think there was something like that. Like, wait, you were gonna kill me?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like that would have been like the realization. Like, I want to know exactly because like you can say like, did he know? And then it was like some tearful thing of like, I have to do this to prove my love to God. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
true.
Totally acceptable. And,
yeah,
like,
I think his son was all about it. He's like, all right, do what you gotta do.
And also like what? Like I can't imagine. Like it's the same way I feel about people that like support Trump after a certain point. Like after a while, like it's some of the nuts shit. Like if you like genuinely, like if you support him because he's funny, I get it.
Sure,
yeah. Or it says crazy shit, I get it. Well, you know, funny in the sense of like, what the fuck is going on? Like that.
Yeah, he's wild.
Wild,
yeah.
wild, exactly.
Wild.
He's wild.
Wild.
He's wild.
He is wild out.
So if he, so I get that, but if you're like, no, he's a genuine best candidate. Like
he's a great businessman.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like one of those things. I'm like, I don't know about that. I have to question your judgment. Like the same way, I feel like that's the same way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Very true.
Yeah, I don't know.
Man, it's tough.
But I feel like that's the same. That the confidence that, like, if you can read that story, like, and go and still be like, oh yeah.
Well, you're impressed by his faith. Like,
no,
that's the whole point of the story. Is like he's trusting God.
I'm looking at God, going like, why would you do that to somebody? Can't you
can't
just say like,
him.
cut off your toe, and they're like, no. You know what I mean? Like what? Why can't it be like self-mutilation? Why can't that be the lesson? No, kill that kid.
Yeah.
Kid. Or like, or is his son? I don't know.
It was his son. He was like an adult. Like
I picture a child still.
Yeah, it's not a child.
You know, I don't even. You know what I mean? Like that.
And it was his only son that they tried so
right. Do you know what I mean?
So
like,
hard to have.
Like that. To me, I would.
He's
look
like,
at,
all right.
I would look at God as. And this is not saying Trump is God. This is saying God is Trump. This is what I'm saying. I would be like, what the fuck are you asking me to do?
Yeah.
Like that kind of thing of like, why you're a sociopath. Like it makes me feel like that kind of thing of like, I feel like there would be that conflict in me. Like I would be like, okay, I believe in you, but like, why are you doing this? Why are you making me, I don't know. Either way. I think that
no, it's true. It works. It's like, oh, God's real, but it's like to what end, you know? Yeah. It's dark. It's like a classic movie villain in a way.
Yeah.
It's like something like the Joker would do. It's like, all right. Yeah.
Or what's the little clown dude from Saw?
Yeah, Jigsaw.
Jigsaw.
Abraham, I'd like to play a game. It's like, okay, God, chill.
I think for me, it would be the Ark. To be building that for 40 years, and then you get on it, and then you see all those people, and you're like, haha, motherfuckers, you should have listened to me.
Yeah. Also, had the animals get on, too.
Yeah, that would be very cool to watch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, yeah, it would be sick to just see the world in Waterworld mode, you know, like living on the Ark. It would be pretty rad.
Just being like, haha.
Yeah, that's true. That's a great one. There's actually like a ton of good answers for this question. It's really tough to just pick one.
Like that, and that was, I will say, that was the one that came to my mind first. Like that was the first one that came to mind because that's, to me, that's the most, like, first of all, that's like I wouldn't want to go to like the lepers. That's disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't need to see that. Even if it didn't happen, I got it. The water and the wine thing that's a pretty easy one.
Or Parting of the Red Sea.
Parting of the Red Sea would be pretty fucking cool. Like anyone that made a movie about, right? Like any movie,
true.
Pretty much.
Yeah, part of me wants to pick one with JC just so I could like meet him.
Yeah,
which would be kind of rad. So
I want to hear his voice. Like that would be the thing.
Yeah.
Anytime he spoke, I would want to be like, oh, that's what he sounded like.
Yeah, what if he was like really nasally? That'd be so annoying.
Hey, everybody, can you just get ahead and just follow me? I'm the king of the Jews.
Yeah. Do unto others as you would do unto yourself. Like, shut up. No one listened to him.
Well, he never called himself that. Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Like, why? I guess he would probably have to have a pretty smooth voice, you would think, if everybody was following.
Oh my God. Yeah. He would have had to make the impact that he did. A very good speaker, and he would probably have a very soothing voice.
That's true. That's true.
Also, to find out what he looks like, I bet he looked exactly like John Legend with long hair.
Yeah, that's a good one.
John Legend, yeah.
Okay.
Is that who's the guy that's married to the lady you like?
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's lots of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, Chrissy Teigen and John Legend are.
Yeah, their thing. Yeah, I think I would pick. I think I would pick Walking on Water.
Oh,
it's simple enough. I'd want to be there to be like,
fake.
Yeah, or be like, I get it. Like, yeah, I too am now following. You know, because that's kind of like what kicks off the whole tribe. So,
can you imagine? Can you imagine if you did see that and like say with your, because if you think about it, you're thinking like time machine probably, right? So you're going back to see it. Like, I don't think you would be of that mindset.
So we would be who we are now going back.
You go to see it, right? So what if you saw that he was walking on water, but you clearly saw that he was like what if it was like an Al Gore, like how people feel like how Al Gore lied about a lot of facts, and then he's just like, but it's for, so people don't pollute. It's like, that's a necessary evil, or you should lie. Maybe you should just tell the truth. What if Jesus was, and I'm not saying I believe that. I'm saying that for example, I don't know. I don't want to be sucked up with those people. Anti-vaxxers. I don't want to, but if you saw like glass under the water and you witnessed this and you saw that, and would you like be like, oh, like,
no,
or would you be like, I'm gonna let it ride because you know what he does?
Yeah, I would let it ride for sure, but it would just be interesting to know that that's what was going on. Because also, like, there's a lot of stuff like there's a lot of terrible evil stuff that's taken in the name of God, but there's a lot of good that comes out too. So it's like, I don't know if I want to sabotage that, but what would be really sick is if you go back in time and like it's just so obvious that like Jesus is also like a time traveler, like he's able to like walk on water because like he came back from another time. So like I get it, like I could just so that would be kind of rad, like if he somehow got some tech.
Wait a minute.
But it would just be dope if, let's say it is a magic trick, but you also fall for it. Like you can't figure out how he did it. So then it's like, well, that didn't solve anything. But I don't know. It would just be kind of cool, I guess. I'm just curious how it went down.
Worst case scenario, you just saw a fucking miracle.
No, I think what would happen is if we went back with the knowledge that we have, we would realize that they were all just tripping the whole time. So like when you saw like the burning bush, it was like, okay, show me what you ate right before. And they're like, oh, these mushrooms over here. I'm like, oh, okay, this all makes sense now.
The ones that look like they're red and white.
Like, everybody's eating weird berries and like cocaine plants and
yeah, that's true.
The poppy seeds, they're all on heroin. They didn't realize it, so everyone's just hallucinating, and they think they saw somebody walking on water.
Yeah, and also depending on like the repercussions. I don't know if again it doesn't. I guess in the ellipses somewhere here's the explanation of the rules of the question, but I guess the I don't know I would like to go to some early Testament shit, pyramids being built. Is that in there?
Yeah.
Is that in the or is that?
I don't think so.
You
should
know.
Not a biblical event, but it's like I guess you could be there like when the Jews like leave Egypt, and it's like you probably get a glimpse,
right? Yeah.
So it's like the pyramids will be there. Yeah.
If there's aliens there, that'd be fucking cool as shit. Like, do you think
that'd be sick?
That's technically it's a biblical event, but again, what was left out? What were the things that they're saying? Like, are there beeps and boops or are they just not paying attention? You know what I mean? So like, so I would even like to like expand this to be like, what other like, religious text, like, would you know what I mean? Like even that kind of thing of like what event in like the, like, I want to see like meeting like, the Buddha or, or even like real life people like Gandhi or something like that, you know?
Yeah,
like,
it's
stuff
true.
like that, like any kind of like, I guess that's what this like book is. It's like, it's a lot of questions of, but like there's some like, okay, so same page, right? Same page of the book, 119, the one right above it. If you had to drop a nuclear bomb on one country, where would you drop it?
Oh, that's
Are
awful.
you fucking serious?
Yeah, that's lame.
Is this like why? Like, so like
I don't think there would be.
There's a pretty insightful question right here, right under it. But the one right above it is which country would you fucking bomb? And I was like,
yeah,
I'm not gonna ask Brian which. I'm not gonna. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Especially like our current.
State.
Yeah,
of everything.
Yeah,
we're all on the same page right now.
Yeah. That question rephrased is like, hey, what group of people do you think should be eradicated?
Yeah. That's not a good question.
This feels like, that part feels like a test. The other one is like a kind of cool, like there's some philosophical question. Like we went over this a ton when I was doing like the Buddha Boys and stuff like that, where it was like philosophy is sometimes is absolute just bullshit. Do you know what I mean? Like the Mandela effect. Do you know what the Mandela effect is?
Yeah.
Like the Mandela effect, or as I like to call it, just being fucking wrong about history.
Yeah. Shazam? What was it?
It's Shazam. It's people thinking Nelson Mandela died back in, and it's like, no, you're just wrong. Like that's not an effect. That's uneducation. Like that's
it's just so weird.
Stupid.
It's just so weird to have a lot of
people being wrong. Yeah, that's called an epidemic of uneducated people.
That's true.
Or the flat earthers, are they in that category?
The 5Gers.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what is happening with that?
Have you had any towers by you burned down?
No, not yet. Luckily, there's not too many towers in the city center itself. But yeah, it's wild. It's just like people just take video content as gospel, and it's like they just something about the medium just makes it super convincing, and people just don't. People already don't know how to like.
It's production.
It's research really well, or like cross-reference, and it's a ton of work. Like, why? I'm not gonna watch something that I kind of enjoy and then spend a bunch of time to hope that it was like accurate. Like that's a real pain in the ass. So like, but yeah, people fall for it all the time. Like there's so many like charlatans on YouTube. It's like kind of crazy. They just use like, even if their intentions are good, like they could be like for a cause that actually has like some value. Hey, maybe like don't pollute or don't eat like, 50 chicken wings a day or whatever. Right, you know what I mean? But it's like the means at which that they argue or try to like reposition stuff, they're just so shady and sketchy that it's like you're doing a disservice if people were to find out that you were like full of crap. But like, it just like makes conspiracies just like run rampant. Like it's so easy. That's like something I've been trying to do on Full Belly Laughs, is kind of like poke and prod and like plant seeds to be like, create like ridiculous conspiracies and arguments like in the articles or on the show sometimes, and just to be like but it's like I'm not like one segment we've been doing on Full Belly Laughs is like I'll take like a logical fallacy or something, because there's a great website, yourlogicalfallacyis.com, that like lists all of them. So I'll have like fake commercials run throughout the show that like lean on that way of arguing. But it's like a way to kind of like point out like, hey, this is how we're screwing ourselves.
Yeah.
How we'll leverage this for comedy, for like absurdity purposes, but like also how like people vote against their best interests. So like, be careful.
And I think that's honestly, if that's how I'm thinking, I think that's how the election is going to go. I feel like, to answer your question, like I think it's going to be either they're going to figure out, they're going to have home ballots. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of absentee ballots.
There's so many states that are like, no, we don't want to do mail-in.
They're not going to have a choice, or they're going to have to have longer voting. Like some things, I think there will be an adjustment, and I think that there may be some kind of weird. I think that there will end up being some kind of shady shit that happens.
Yeah,
but I think it's people taking advantage of a pandemic. I don't think it was begun. You know what I mean? Like I don't think it was put in place to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think that there will be shady shit that is that is taking place.
Yeah, like, I just thought like, oh, how convenient.
Well,
like I can't believe this is happening right before.
Well, not long after we were actually started to stay home, we got a couple letters in the mail reminding us of the census. And I was like, oh, well, wow, isn't that convenient? All of a sudden we have a pandemic, everybody's stuck at home with no excuse not to fill out the census.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then they go like, oh, it's also tax time. Like, oh, we'll do this or do that. Or, you know, like, then you start realizing like, oh shit, they're going to send stimulus. You're like, oh, cool, $1,200, but you're like, why? And then you start seeing, so this is bad. Uh-oh.
Have you seen, is there a second stimulus going on?
Oh, I don't know. Well, there's Guy Fieri's like restaurant fund, but like there's no, I don't know about a government thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got my stimulus, no problem.
I think that's for small businesses. They were doing another round of stimulus, but it was just for small business.
It's mayors of small towns like Flavortown.
Yeah. Yeah, the small business relief is like, it'll go down in history as like literally one of the most like corrupt like programs in existence. It's like insane. Like Harvard's gotten like one of those small business relief packages. Like it's like ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like who's gotten the money, and like it's totally corrupt. It's insane.
Oh, no, that's awful. Yeah. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, pretty much no real mom and pop small business got money because they just all went to like huge like organizations. Yeah.
Well,
yeah, luckily like Shake Shack, like
they gave theirs back, and I think that was the thing.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool.
There was I remember hearing about that. Shake Shack did a thing where they got the thing, they applied for it.
East Coast, what?
Well,
yeah, In-N-Out was like, I'm keeping this shit.
Yeah, they kept it for sure. Oh, it was in and stayed in.
Yeah.
I've heard theories that they were saying like they applied for it when they thought they weren't going to continue to be able to pay their employees or to stay open, and then when they realized that they were able to stay grab and go or delivery, they gave it back. But that's that's speculation. I don't believe. Maybe I think so. You want to believe?
Well, that's the whole thing, right? Is it's like you had to apply to get the money. That's like what everyone's missing in that story. So it's like, oh wow, Shake Shack's like so good.
That's a public knowledge too. They say like the companies that apply for it, it is public record. So like so it's like there was somebody that was talking about that. I can't remember. It was some comic or some small business out there, like their small business. They were saying like, do you want to do this? And by the way, everybody that does it is Andy Daly. Comedian Andy Daly. That's who I heard talking about this. That's how I know. As he said, he's technically an incorporated himself, and his money manager was like, "Hey, you can apply for this thing. It'll do this, sense. Blah blah blah." But just to let you know, and he's like, also everybody that applies for it is public knowledge. So let me know what you're gonna do. Bye.
I think that's good though too, because it would you would think it would deter people, because they would be like, people are going to look at this and see that we applied for this and we probably shouldn't have. But then
who's going to look it up?
Who's going to look it up?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't think I don't care. Like,
and honestly, whatever keeps Shake Shack open. I don't
care. That's true. That's very true.
It is so fucking good. Okay, so in your opinion, you've had Shake Shack.
Shake Shack's way better. I've never even had In-N-Out, and I already know it's In-N-Out's worse.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like comparing like, man, what's it like? It's like.
Have you ever eaten dog shit? Have you ever eaten dog
shit? It's like trying. No, I've not.
There you go.
It's like trying to compare like a Taco Bell taco to like Chipotle. It's like there's like it's not even in the same ballpark. So it's like I don't know why people compare them against each other. Like In-N-Out's like true fast food.
It's a smash like the style.
Yeah,
that's the only thing that really makes them comparable.
We've been cooking at home a lot lately, and I tried to replicate a smash burger.
You did really good.
I did really good. Yeah. I feel like I thank you very much, but I was also very proud of myself. I took like a ceramic bowl, like smashed it down because I didn't have one of those grates. You know what I mean? Like I think they're a little too thick. I think if they're a little bit thinner, they would have been perfect. But I've been trying to replicate it because I miss them so much. I have the Martin's bowl, the things. I have some fresh pickle slices.
See, my favorite from there is the chicken sandwich, which that's going to be really hard to replicate.
I've never gotten it.
Oh my god!
I've only done the double cheeseburger. It's so good. Why would I deviate?
All right. Well, next time you come visit, you have to try the chicken sandwich. It is the best chicken sandwich I've ever had in my life.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I know other people that get it. It always surprised me. It was kind of like, why would you? Why would people get
like a burger place?
yeah. But I believe it.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll wrap it up because I don't want to keep your lady out there.
Yeah,
that's all right. That's all right. We got time. We got like I think she has something at like in like 20 minutes. So that's like my heart out. Yeah.
So my biggest thing, what I came to the realization, this has been a lot of self-reflection over the pandemic and everything. I have realized the thing that I'm looking forward to most, besides like to me the obvious like jujitsu stuff like that. What is a cool thing that I would like to go do aside from the obvious that I was doing all the time is man, I miss fucking Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, dude.
I miss Dave and Buster's. Like, what is the thing that you're missing the most? Like what do you? What's the first thing that you can go do?
I miss that so hard. I have like see, I've been going to Dave & Buster's so long, and I've had like the same account forever. Like my card has like 33,000 tickets on it or something. Like if someone steals my wallet, I can get new credit cards. I can't get another Dave & Buster's card. So it's like that is actually the most valuable thing in my wallet.
You should probably take it out, but then you'll go and then be like, "Crap! I left that card at home."
Yeah.
Luckily, there's a way you can back it up. So I finally figured that. But for a while, I was living an uninsured Dave & Buster's card. It was really dangerous.
You could get like a Nintendo Switch. Like it's worth money. Like you can get some really cool stuff in there.
Yeah, I can go into Dave & Buster's when they open right now and walk out with a Ninja Blender, no problem. That's how many tickets I got.
That's amazing. Like that's such a great thing to have in the back of your mind, knowing like I can just go and get a Ninja.
Any Dave & Buster's, honestly, any Dave & Buster's and do that.
Correct.
Because that's nationwide, baby.
Yes, it is.
So what is? And they are not a sponsor of the show. I want that to be.
No, they're not.
But that was my biggest thing. So obviously, like if I miss like going out to eat and stuff like that's what I was trying to figure out was like what is it like I miss going out, I miss watching like live events, I miss like doing things with other people or other people around sometime, what's something that like you think you're gonna like really like fucking flip out about when it opens back up?
Yeah, I'm probably just, I know it's like a boring answer, but yeah, I'm just looking forward to like hanging out with friends here to like play like card games and board games like in person. And also just to like honestly I'm just excited to like because that's an activity I don't mind doing once things open up. Like I wouldn't go to a comedy club, it's just too packed in and stuff. But I would like to see live comedy again once things get a little bit better. We'll see. I'm so happy that we went. My dad came to visit in January, so we like did all the touristy things with him.
Yay.
And it was kind of a nice last hurrah before, because like when he left, he left like the end of January, and like Corona just started in China like a week later. So it was like it was kind of crazy. We got to do like all this public stuff before it was no more, which is pretty wild.
That's nuts. Yeah.
So
that's perfect time. Yeah, we had just come back from a podcast convention in Orlando. And like,
oh, nice.
We were home for like a week. Still, we had another half a week.
I took 2 weeks vacation, so we spent I don't know 3 or 4 days down there at the convention. And then we came home, and then I was like, all right, we'll just chill for a week at home. And then I went to work, and then 2 days later they closed the store. Yeah. So like I hadn't worked.
And then we've been home for like 2 months.
Yeah. Like it was insane.
But so
I was freaking out before they finally did the stay-at-home order, because like. I mean, obviously working in travel, like we had been monitoring it the whole time because we have like global tours and stuff. Mm-hmm. And it's like one of my good friends out here, like that I met through playing Magic, like works at a hedge fund. So it's like he's like monitoring the markets all the time. And the two of us were like, there was going to be no travel for the rest of the year. Like things were going to get shut down. But I was like, in the beginning of March, I was like losing my mind because it's like the company hadn't like done work from home yet, and it's like I ride the bus and stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna die like any second.
No way. Yeah,
like I'm gonna get it.
And then all the homeless there too. Like, it's got to be so hard to regulate with that.
That was a thing going on. There was like I know that there were like mini little epidemics happening even through like the homeless encampments and stuff like that.
Yeah,
there was disease spreading through that already, and then you add the corona on top of that, and then shit.
Yeah.
So yeah,
the homelessness in California is insane. It's like unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's wild. In San Francisco and LA. It's not LA exclusive. It's like it's ridiculous. And it's just like a lot. It's definitely like a mental health thing and also like a drug thing for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I've just literally when I was still going to the office and stuff, literally every week I would see something that like just was like PTSD inducing. Like you would never believe it. Like there was like just either people like pissing in the streets or like screaming to themselves in like a one act play, or like one morning I was on the bus and this guy on the bus at a stoplight just like walked up to the bus and just started to try to rip open the door to like get on the bus. Yeah.
Like, don't let him on the bus. Drive.
Yeah. And he had those like dead, like, drug eyes too.
Yeah.
He was,
like he was no like controlling that.
Dead like those eyes.
Yes. My favorite one was like, I was on the way home and I was like looking at my phone or something, and we like weren't moving for a minute, which is always a bad sign. I was like, now I got to look up from my device because like, who knows what is happening right now. Yeah. And I hear like this noise, and like, I couldn't tell at first because I thought the bus driver was outside working on like the bike rack on the front of the bus, being like, oh, is something broken? Like, that's why we can't move. No, he's sitting inside. The bus is locked down. There's like a homeless person, like literally attacking the bus, like had ripped off a windshield wiper, was like beating the front of the bus with it. Oh. I think he thought it was like a Street Fighter bonus level. Like he had like 60 seconds to like punch this bus into oblivion or something. Like it was so
Was he like crazy. Was he like dodging shit too? Did he have like head movement, or was he just wailing on it?
He was wailing, head moving, cursing out the bus driver, flipping up the thing.
And fuck you too, pal. When I'm finished with buddy here, I'm gonna come after you.
Yeah. And then, once he got tired, he just, walked into the ether, never to be seen again. It's like, what?
Welcome to LA.
It's so.
That's what you'll miss the most, probably. You think you'll can't wait to get back on the bus.
Can't wait to get on the bus.
The homeless. Can't wait for that.
Punchers. Why don't you tell everybody where they can find you and find the show, and for any information, maybe for future Patreon episodes and stuff like that.
Yeah, so Full Belly Laughs is like basically my jam. So it's like it's a mostly one man operation. So anything comedy related for me, just look up Full Belly Laughs on podcast platforms. It's fullbellylaughs.com, Full Belly Laughs on social, and there's a weekly podcast available everywhere and daily videos and comedy articles. Oh, thanks. Yeah. So we always do a social media poll on Facebook to like stir up a conversation for the topic, and we'll either like compare things like appetizers versus desserts, or go deep on something like favorite celebrity chef. And the daily content is about like the food holidays, so they're always like inspired. So like today is like liver and onions day. Like, I don't know, I don't pick them, somebody else made the count. So there's like a 30-second video and like a comedy article about that, all fullbellylaughs.com, and then everything will be there. So it's like there's not a Patreon. There's what's most likely going to happen is like I'll have like password protected like Vimeo videos, and as long as you drop like $1 in the donation box, because there's a donation page, fullbellylaughs.com/donate, then you get like the code. So the premium content isn't out yet. It's like still getting figured out, but that's where everything is. fullbellylaughs.com.
That's awesome. Yeah. Because that's like I said, the even the polls, like where like every once in a while you'll get me with one. Like I'm really not. I feel like I'm not on social media a ton, except for just when it's like show related stuff or something like that.
Yeah.
But like every once in a while one will catch my eye, and it's I can't remember which one, like which was better, jelly or cream filled donuts or something like that, I think was one of them. You may have done it was I can't remember if it was something like that. It was we've done it. I mean, like we've done the Hot Ones challenge. We've done a lot of food related stuff, obviously, but it was like those questions where it's like appetizer versus dessert, and you're like, yeah, those are. I feel like the questions you ask, like those are. You could write a fucking double ellipsis.
I could.
You're covering all the double ellipses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The dickheads called the if, and they're like, well, which race would you wipe out of the planet? And you're like, no,
bro.
Important question.
Yeah,
soup versus salad. Which one? Go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, see, exactly. Because I get soup, she gets salad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There you go. That's the same in our household.
Really?
Yeah. Lauren definitely. She hates soup.
Oh, I love soup, but I
Why do you hate
always
soup?
choose
How
salad.
could you hate soup? I mean, hey, no judgment. Not here to judge. But
I like a one pot, everything in there done.
Yeah. We're having soup for dinner tonight.
I'm making vegetable soup for dinner.
Yeah,
awesome.
I want to do that. She will not eat it, so that we don't do it. That's all good.
Okay, so next time how about this? Next time you come visit PA, this side of this coast,
we'll get you some.
Yeah,
we'll go to Dave and Buster's. We'll get you a chicken sandwich from Shake Shack, and then we'll
go
home and have some soup for dinner.
Yeah,
hell yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, once things open up again, my plan was to get back to PA this year, but probably next year with all things going on.
Unless you're walking, it's probably going to be hard to get.
yeah, that's probably not going to happen.
Unless you can take a cruise, you can cruise all the way around.
Oh yeah, there you go, take a cruise.
That's true. The tickets are real cheap right now.
So tempting. I'll just do it by myself.
He's getting back in the spiel now. See, guys, this is the perfect opportunity right now.
Take a cruise.
Yeah.
Wife George on wife_George on Instagram for her. If you can follow her anywhere, Gross Domesticated Podcast here. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you can watch it on YouTube. If you're watching it, you can listen to it on any platform. Please subscribe wherever you are. Also, listen to any of the other podcasts on the network. We got our Baby Mermaids Productions. We got our 6 a.m. podcast. We got our Falls Count Anywhere with Youngblood and Manny. That's Youngblood. That's Manny. And then we also have Robotics and all of the other fun stuff. We got more coming, so check it out. And Brian, we love you.
Thank you. Love you guys too. Thank you for having me. It's good to catch up.